3 fruits that may be quietly damaging your kidneys, straining your heart, and accelerating dangerous inflammation deep inside your body, and 3 fruits you should eat every single day to protect your strength, your memory, and your freedom of movement after 65. For decades, we have been told that fruit is nature's perfect medicine, sweet, colourful, natural, and always safe. But the truth for aging bodies is far more complicated. And if you are over 65, this may be the most important thing you hear this week, because some of the most common fruits sitting in your kitchen right now, the ones you may eat every morning without a second thought, have been shown to quietly interfere with medications, spike blood sugar, strain kidney function, and trigger the kind of slow, invisible inflammation that builds over years before the damage becomes impossible to ignore. No sharp pain, no clear warning, just a gradual weakening of the very systems that keep you independent, active, and fully alive. And here is what most seniors are never told. By the time balance becomes unstable, by the time the heart labours a little harder, by the time the kidneys begin to struggle, the harm may already be well underway. But there is good news. There are also 3 fruits that nature designed to work like medicine for the aging body, protecting the heart, clearing inflammation, sharpening the mind, and supporting the strong, steady legs that carry you through each day. So please stay with me until the very end, because one of the fruits I am about to reveal, one that most seniors consider completely harmless, may be quietly working against everything you are trying to protect. After the age of 65, the body changes in ways that most people are not fully prepared for. The kidneys filter blood more slowly. The liver processes substances with less efficiency. Blood vessels naturally begin to stiffen, and blood sugar regulation becomes less forgiving. These are not signs of failure. They are simply the realities of a body that has carried you for decades. But they do mean one thing clearly. What felt harmless at 40 can become a genuine risk at 65. Fruit is the perfect example. A banana that simply gave a young athlete a quick energy boost can trigger a dangerous blood sugar spike in an older adult with reduced insulin sensitivity. A glass of grapefruit juice that tasted refreshing at 50 can silently interfere with heart medications at 70 in ways most people never discover until it is too late. The fruit has not changed, but you have, and your body now deserves a different kind of care. 1. Blueberries. In the quiet language of nature, few gifts speak as clearly to the aging body as the humble blueberry. Small, deep blue, and easy to overlook in a crowded bowl of fruit, blueberries are, for adults over 65, one of the most powerfully protective foods that exists. Not a supplement, not a complicated recipe. Just a small handful of these dark berries, eaten daily, quietly working to defend everything that matters most. Blueberries are extraordinarily rich in anthocyanins, the deep pigments that give them their colour and serve as some of the most potent anti-inflammatory, antioxidant compounds found in any food. For older adults, chronic inflammation is not a minor inconvenience. It is a slow, invisible force that can erode blood vessels, damage kidney tissue, dull cognitive function, and gradually steal the strength and balance that make independent living possible. Anthocyanins help interrupt this process at the cellular level, protecting the body's most vital systems from the inside out, but the protection does not stop there. Research suggests that regular blueberry consumption is linked with meaningful improvements in memory processing speed and mental clarity in older adults. The brain, like the rest of the body, depends on healthy blood flow and low inflammation to function well. Blueberries support both, in a very real sense. A small daily serving of blueberries can help keep the mind sharp, the steps steady, and the spirit bright. For the heart and kidneys, 2 organs that face increasing pressure with age, blueberries offer another layer of defense. Studies suggest their antioxidants help protect delicate blood vessel walls, support healthy blood pressure, and reduce the oxidative stress that accelerates damage to kidney tissue over time. Protecting the kidneys means protecting the entire body's ability to filter, balance, and renew itself each day. Fresh or frozen blueberries are equally powerful. A small handful stirred into yogurt, blended into a morning smoothie, or simply eaten as a daily snack is enough to begin building this protection. What makes them remarkable is not just what they contain, it is the consistency with which they deliver it. Day after day, quietly and reliably, blueberries stand guard over some of the body's most precious and vulnerable systems. For older adults who want a simple, affordable, and genuinely meaningful daily habit, a handful of blueberries is not just a pleasant snack, it is an act of protection. A small, steady investment in the future you still have the power to shape. But as blueberries guard the heart and mind, there is another ancient fruit, deep red, rich with history, and quietly extraordinary in its power to support the blood vessels and the circulation that keeps every part of the aging body alive. Could this vibrant jewel, like fruit, be the missing ally your body has been waiting for? Let us find out next. 2. Pomegranate. Among the fruits that have nourished humanity for thousands of years, pomegranate holds a place of quiet distinction. Its deep ruby seeds carry within them a concentration of plant compounds so powerful that modern research is only beginning to fully understand what ancient healers always seemed to know. For adults over 65, pomegranate is not simply a beautiful, exotic fruit. It is, in a very real sense, medicine grown from the earth. Pomegranate is one of the richest natural sources of punicalagins and punicic acid, compounds unique to this fruit that have been shown in studies to dramatically reduce inflammation and oxidative stress in the body. For older adults, the oxidative stress is a primary engine of aging at the cellular level. It damages blood vessel walls, weakens heart muscle function, accelerates kidney decline, and contributes to the joint stiffness and muscle weakness that can quietly rob seniors of their mobility and independence. Pomegranate's compounds help slow this process in ways few other foods can match. For the heart, the benefit is particularly meaningful. Research suggests that regular pomegranate consumption is linked with lower blood pressure, reduced arterial stiffness, and better blood flow throughout the body, including to the legs and feet, where circulation so often declines first in older adults. Poor circulation in the lower body can cause cold feet, numbness, cramping, and an unsteadiness while walking that carries serious risk of falls. Pomegranate helps address the root of this problem, not just the symptoms. Beyond the heart, pomegranate supports brain health by protecting neurons from oxidative damage, helping preserve memory, mental sharpness, and the processing speed that older adults rely on for safety, decision-making, and the joy of engaged daily life. The seeds can be eaten fresh, or a small glass of pure pomegranate juice without added sugar can deliver a meaningful daily dose of its protective compounds. Avoid varieties with added sweeteners, as these can undermine the very benefits you are seeking. Pure, fresh, and simple is always best. In every ruby seed of a pomegranate, there is a quiet promise of blood that flows more freely, of vessels that hold their strength a little longer, of a heart that works with a little less strain. For older adults who wish to live not just longer but more fully, this ancient fruit deserves a place on the table every day. And yet, as powerful as pomegranate is for the blood and the heart, there is a third fruit, soft, sweet, and brilliantly coloured, that quietly does its most important work in the digestive system, the immune system, and in the precious network of nerves that allows older adults to stand, step, and move with confidence. Could this tropical gift be the natural digestive ally seniors need most? Let us turn to it now. If you are still watching and these insights are helping you, please comment the number 1 below so I know you are with me. Now let us continue. 3. Papaya. When we think of the fruits that quietly sustain health in the later years of life, we often overlook the ones that feel too simple, too common, too unassuming. Papaya is one of those gifts that does not announce itself loudly, but for older adults who want to protect their digestion, their immune resilience, and the nerve health that supports steady, confident movement, it may be one of the most quietly extraordinary fruits available. Papaya contains papain, a natural digestive enzyme that becomes increasingly important as the body ages. After 65, the digestive system often slows. The production of stomach acid and digestive enzymes naturally declines, which can lead to bloating, incomplete nutrient absorption, and a quiet deficiency in the vitamins and minerals the aging body needs most. Papain helps compensate for this by supporting more efficient protein digestion, reducing inflammation in the gut lining, and helping the body absorb the nutrients in every meal more completely. A better nutrient absorption means stronger muscles, better nerve function, and more reliable energy throughout the day. Beyond digestion, papaya is rich in vitamin C and beta-carotene, 2 antioxidants that protect blood vessels, support immune defenses, and help reduce the inflammatory load that accumulates in aging tissues. Studies suggest that older adults with higher intake of these compounds tend to show better vascular health, lower risk of certain age-related eye conditions, and stronger immune response, all of which are essential for maintaining independence and quality of life. Papaya also provides meaningful support for kidney health through its potassium content and its anti-inflammatory action. Unlike high potassium fruits that can strain kidneys already under stress, papaya delivers its potassium in a gentler, more balanced form alongside protective enzymes that support rather than burden kidney function. Fresh papaya is best, soft, ripe, and eaten simply with a squeeze of lime, blended into a morning smoothie, or served alongside yogurt. The bright orange flesh is a visible sign of the beta-carotene within, and each serving quietly works to protect the gut, the blood vessels, and the immune system that stands between an older adult and unnecessary illness. For seniors who want to age with strength and grace, papaya is a gentle but powerful daily companion. Small in effort, profound in protection. And yet, while these three fruits work quietly to protect and restore, not all fruits are so kind to the aging body. In fact, some of the fruits most deeply woven into the daily routines of older Americans may be silently working against their health in ways that no one warned them about. What hidden dangers might be sitting in your fruit bowl right now? Let us uncover the truth. 1. Grapefruit. At first glance, grapefruit seems to be everything an older adult could want in a morning fruit. Bright, tangy, low in calories, and widely praised as a symbol of healthy eating. Many seniors have started their days with half a grapefruit for decades, trusting it as a wholesome ritual of self-care. But beneath that familiar bitterness lies a chemical reality that has caught many older adults, and even some doctors, completely off guard. Grapefruit contains a group of compounds called furanocoumarins, natural substances that interfere with a critical enzyme in the body known as CYP3A4. This enzyme is responsible for metabolizing, processing and clearing a remarkably wide range of common medications. When grapefruit blocks this enzyme, drugs are not cleared from the body at the normal rate. Instead, they accumulate, and for older adults who may take medications for blood pressure, cholesterol, heart rhythm anxiety, or blood thinning, this accumulation can quietly push drug levels into dangerous territory. The consequences are not always obvious. There may be no immediate pain, no dramatic reaction, but over time, elevated medication levels in the bloodstream can strain the kidneys, damage the liver, that disrupt heart rhythm, and increase the risk of internal bleeding, all while the person feels they are simply eating a healthy breakfast. The damage may be happening in complete silence, meal after meal, without a single obvious warning sign. Cooking or juicing grapefruit does not neutralize this risk. The furanocoumarins survive processing, and even a single glass of grapefruit juice can affect medication metabolism for more than 24 hours. For older adults managing any chronic health condition with daily medication, which describes the vast majority of adults over 65, the wiser and safer path is to avoid grapefruit entirely and choose one of the many protective fruits that do not carry this hidden risk. It is a difficult truth to accept about a fruit that feels so wholesome and familiar. But after 65, when the body's resilience is naturally lower, the risk is simply too significant to ignore, and grapefruit is only the beginning. There is another fruit, sweet, beloved, and consumed by millions of seniors every morning, that may be silently spiking blood sugar, straining the kidneys, and quietly building the kind of damage that leads to weakness, nerve problems, and dangerous instability. Could the fruit you eat every single morning be working against you? Let us find out next too. Overripe bananas. Few fruits feel as natural, as comforting, or as deeply trusted as the banana. Soft, sweet, easy to eat, easy to digest, or so it seems. For older adults, a banana has long been a go-to morning food, a quick snack, a gentle meal for days when the appetite is low. But the story of bananas and aging health is more complicated than most seniors realize, particularly when it comes to the ripe, heavily spotted, soft bananas that many people prefer for their sweetness and texture. Overripe bananas have a very high glycemic index, meaning they cause a rapid, sharp rise in blood sugar shortly after eating. For older adults whose insulin sensitivity has naturally declined, this blood sugar spike triggers a powerful inflammatory response throughout the body. Repeated daily, this inflammation quietly damages the small blood vessels that supply the kidneys, the heart, and the peripheral nerves in the legs and feet. Over months and years, that damage accumulates in ways that may not be visible until function is already seriously compromised. For older adults managing diabetes or pre-diabetes, a condition affecting a startling number of seniors who have never been formally diagnosed, a daily overripe banana can quietly undermine blood sugar control, accelerate kidney decline, and contribute to the nerve damage known as peripheral neuropathy. Peripheral neuropathy shows up as tingling in the toes, numbness in the feet, a strange unsteadiness when standing, and a loss of the fine coordination that prevents falls. What begins as a small morning habit can, over time, ripple outward into serious and lasting harm. The potassium in bananas is often cited as a benefit, but for older adults with reduced kidney function, again, a condition many do not know they have, elevated potassium intake can place additional strain on already burdened kidneys, sometimes dangerously so. Firmer, less ripe bananas have a somewhat lower glycemic impact and a higher resistance starch content, making them a marginally better option. But for seniors who want to truly protect their blood vessels, kidney function, and leg strength, there are far more nourishing and safer fruit choices available every day. The comfort of habit should never outweigh the protection of health, and the stakes, after 65, are simply too high, but bananas, familiar as they are not the most deceptive fruit on this list. There is one more that hides behind a health halo so strong that millions of seniors consume it daily, completely trusting it. And it may be doing even more damage to the kidneys, the heart, and the body's ability to manage weight and inflammation than any fresh fruit ever could. The truth may be more startling than you imagine. If you are still watching and these insights are helping you, please comment the number 1 below so I know you are with me. Now let us move on to the final point. 3. Dried fruit. Of all the quiet dangers hiding in the kitchens of older adults, dried fruit may be the most perfectly disguised. It wears the uniform of health, natural, plant-based, colourful, praised for its fibre and nutrients. Many seniors eat handfuls of raisins or dates daily, trusting them as a wholesome alternative to processed snacks. But the transformation that turns fresh fruit into dried fruit also concentrates something that aging bodies can least afford in excess: sugar. And the consequences of that concentration are profound. When fruit is dried, its water is removed, but its sugar content remains almost entirely intact. What you are left with is a small, dense, highly concentrated source of rapidly digesting carbohydrates that can spike blood sugar more sharply than many desserts. A single small handful of raisins, what many people think of as a light snack, can contain as much sugar as 2 or 3 full servings of fresh grapes. For an older adult with any degree of insulin resistance, that is a significant metabolic event happening multiple times each day. Repeated blood sugar spikes from dried fruit quietly drive chronic inflammation throughout the body. That inflammation, steady and invisible, can damage the small blood vessels that supply the kidneys, reducing their filtering capacity over time. It can stiffen arterial walls, raising blood pressure and straining the heart. And it can accelerate the nerve damage in the legs and feet that increases fall risk, the leading cause of fatal injury in adults over 65. All of this from something that most people never think to question. Beyond blood sugar, many commercially dried fruits contain added sulfites used as preservatives, which can trigger inflammatory responses in sensitive individuals and place additional burden on kidneys already working harder than they should. Added oils and sugar coatings in many packaged dried fruit products compound the problem further. What appears on the outside to be a wholesome, natural snack may contain more added ingredients than the packaging suggests. Choosing fresh fruit, blueberries, pomegranate, papaya, or other low glycemic options instead of dried fruit is not a sacrifice. It is a trade of an illusion of health for the real thing. It is choosing the version of sweetness that genuinely serves and protects the body rather than quietly burdening it day after day. As we grow older, one of life's most important lessons reveals itself slowly, then all at once. The small choices we make each day are never truly small. They accumulate. They compound. They shape the body we live in, the energy we wake up with, the steadiness of our steps, the clarity of our thinking, and the depth of our presence for the people who love us. From what I have personally seen, and from the many stories I have heard from seniors who made small, intentional changes to the foods they trusted, one truth stands out above all others. Aging well is not about perfection. It is not about following rigid rules or living in fear of every meal. It is about awareness, honest, compassionate awareness of what your body needs now. In this chapter, at this age, in this body that has carried you through everything, a handful of blueberries, the deep red richness of pomegranate, the gentle, healing sweetness of fresh papaya. These are not medical prescriptions. They are simple, beautiful gifts from the natural world, offered to a body that deserves to be nourished with intention. Choosing them over foods that quietly burden and inflame is not a restriction. It is respect. It is love for the life you still have the power to live fully, and choosing to move away from grapefruit's hidden interference, from the blood sugar surges of overripe bananas, from the concentrated harm of daily dried fruit. These are not losses, they are acts of wisdom. Small moments of self-care that ripple outward into stronger legs, steadier steps, a sharper mind, a heart that works with less strain, and a body that wakes each morning with more to give. Every meal is a decision about the future. Every bite is a vote for strength or for struggle, for clarity or for fog, for independence or for a decline that need not be as fast or as steep as it might otherwise be. We cannot stop time, but we can choose at every table to honor the time we still have. I would love to hear from you now. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing from today that surprised you, or one change you feel ready to make. Let us support each other as we move forward into stronger, freer days ahead. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. That tells me you care about your health, and you deserve every bit of this information. If this helped you today, please take a moment to like this video and share it with a family member or a dear friend who might need to hear it. And if you have not yet subscribed to Senior Meal Coach, now is the time. We are here every week with science-backed tips to help you stay strong, sharp, and independent after 60. Remember, this aging does not have to mean getting weaker. With the right daily habits, the right foods, and the right knowledge, you can wake up each morning feeling stronger, steadier, and more fully alive than the day before. The choice is yours, and it starts at your very next meal. Have a blessed day, and as always, breathe easy.